Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Welcome to Calicut University and into the beautiful soil of Calicut.
Thank you.
Very respectful regards to the intellectually illuminating audience. It would be great if you could explore your own journey into cinema. I mean, the topic, the resolution of this program has twin edges. One is the transformation of the familiarities. Senna Hegde himself was a born Malayali, then found his education as well as his career in the overseas as well as in the United States. ഇപ്പോൾ കേരളത്തിൽ ജനിച്ച് വിദേശത്ത് പഠനത്തിന് പോവുക, വിദേശത്ത് ജോലി തേടുക എന്നുള്ളതൊക്കെ പറയുന്നത് ഒരർത്ഥത്തിൽ ഫെമിലിയറായ ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്. അങ്ങനെ ഫെമിലിയറായ ഒരു മേഖലയിൽ നിന്ന് ദേശീയ സംസ്ഥാന അവാർഡുകൾ നേടുന്ന പ്രേക്ഷക സമൂഹം ഹൃദയത്തിൽ കൊണ്ടാടുന്ന ഒരു ഫിലിം മേക്കറായി ഉള്ള ട്രാൻസ്ഫോർമേഷൻ ഫ്രം ദ ഫെമിലിയർ ടു ദി ഗ്രേറ്റസ്റ്റ് ലോറൽസ്. അപ്പോൾ അത് അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ സ്വന്തം ജീവിതം തന്നെ നമ്മുടെ ഇന്നത്തെ പ്രമേയവുമായി ചേർന്ന് നിൽക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. വി വുഡ് ലൈക്ക് ടു ഹിയർ ഫ്രം യു that journey of yourself from a familiar technocrat into a gifted and celebrated filmmaker.
Sure. Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank University of Calicut for inviting me. ഞാൻ സാധാരണയായിട്ട് ഒരു പരിപാടിക്ക് പോകാറില്ല. I'm mostly in Kanyangat, but I'm never in Kanyangat because ആരെങ്കിലും എന്നെ വിളിച്ചാൽ I always tell them I'm traveling, but I'll be at home because I'm more of a behind the camera person. I get very nervous, I get very shy in front of the camera. So somehow when Anupama ma'am called me, she somehow convinced me. I said like, why you chose me? And she said something like, students chose you. I think that boosted my ego and somehow I said, okay, I'll come then. So after that, probably next couple of days, I was thinking like, did I make a mistake? Because I'm not very good in front of audience. But so she called me a few more times after that, and then I said, if somebody asks me questions, then I'll be able to answer, because that sort of chat is easier to have rather than just stand there and talk about myself, because there's not much to talk about myself. So yeah, once again, thank you for having me here, and thank you for choosing me. I hope she's not lying. So coming back to your question. Yeah, people always ask me, you have such a weird sounding name, Senna Hegde. I mean, like, are you from Kerala, are you a Malayali, or whatever? It's just like the name. I have an interest. I think I have an interesting journey so far. ഞാൻ ജനിച്ചത് കാഞ്ഞങ്ങാട്. It's a small town in Kasaragod. I'm sure people know now, but ഞാൻ ജനിച്ചത് അവിടെയാണ്. My family, as in my dad's family, is from കാഞ്ഞങ്ങാട്. അവിടെ കൊല്ലങ്ങളായി, like hundreds of years we've been there. My mother is from Karnataka, so she's from a place called Karkala. And I'm just like any Kasaragodian. It's like a mixture of, we have Malayalam, Kannada, everything in the family. So that's who I am basically. So I would say I'm half Kannadiga, half Malayali, but I'm 100% from Kerala. ഞാൻ പഠിച്ചതൊക്കെ Mangalore. I did my schooling, boarding school. I did my engineering. And then I went abroad for higher studies. I was a computer science engineer. Not that I wanted to be an engineer, but I'm an 80s kid, so we had few options in front of us. As in, you come from a middle-class family, okay to do family, then the career choices you have is like, you either get into medicine, engineering, lawyer, or do your own business. I didn't have any inclination towards business, and I hated biology, so those two options were out. So I could have been a decent lawyer, I think, but I chose to be an engineer. I did pretty decent in school, college. I was a good student. I had a chance to go abroad to pursue higher studies, so I went to Australia, did my master's for a couple of years there, about a year and a half in Brisbane. And then I got campus recruited into Chrysler in Detroit in US. So from Australia, I moved to US. I went there as a business analyst. 4.5 years I worked in US. Not just in Detroit, I lived all over US and Canada. And then my sister was getting married, and and I was on my way back home. I attended the marriage, and then going back to US. I was young and I was financially quite independent, and I stopped over in Dubai because I had a lot of friends. And that's when one of my friend, I think whom I owe my rest of my career, I would pull your idea to him. I mean, you wanted to be in creative field all your life, so maybe you should stay in Dubai and try a job here, get into advertising or something. So I had no experience, but I applied, and some guy took a pity on me and he said, I'll give you a try for 3 months. So I canceled my US trip back and I stayed over in Dubai. And the next thing I know is I lived there for about 8 years. I started as a junior copywriter in an ad agency, and in 2014, when I decided to quit, I ended up being an executive creative director for the region. Did pretty well in advertising, won a bunch of awards, places like Cannes and stuff. 2014, my dad passed away, and then I had this longing to move back to India because I wanted to spend some time with him before he passed away, but it was all unexpected. So probably that guilt feeling also was there, and I quit my job on a whim, and then I moved back to India end of 2014. അങ്ങനെ ഞാൻ നാട്ടിൽ തിരിച്ചു വന്നു. എനിക്ക് എന്താ ചെയ്യേണ്ടതെന്ന് അറിയില്ലായിരുന്നു. I knew I wanted to get into films because, like he said, films has been always one obsession that has remained constant through different ages of my life. I wanted to make a film when I was 15. I wanted to make a film when I just passed out of or graduated out of engineering. I wanted to make a film when I went to Australia. I wanted to make a film when I lived in US. Continued the same in Dubai. So finally I was free or unemployed back in India. So I thought, why don't I give it a shot? So ഞാൻ കുറച്ച് ഫ്രണ്ട്സിനെ വിളിച്ചു, and then we made a docudrama called 041. വളരെ low budget. It was made for a budget of 6 lakhs. I had my own camera, so ആ സമയത്ത് DSLR ഒക്കെ വന്ന് തുടങ്ങിയത്. So I had a Canon Mark II, I think, and then I had my laptop to edit. So ഒരു 4 പേര്. The total crew were 4 members. Me, a cinematographer, a sound guy, and an all-purpose assistant. പുള്ളി എല്ലാം ചെയ്യും. നമ്മൾ 4 പേരും. We made a movie locally. All the actors were my locals, neighborhood. 1-2 ആൾക്കാർ ഇപ്പോൾ തിങ്കളാഴ്ച നിശ്ചയത്തിലും അതിൻ്റെ subsequent മൂവീസിൽ വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്, but all of them were from locals. So it was a sports theme, but it was almost about general introspection about life, because I like exploring that humanness or human relationships. ആ സബ്ജക്റ്റാണ് എനിക്ക് കുറച്ചും കൂടി I enjoy that. I find I like to explore that like the connections that we have with each other. So അങ്ങനെ ആയിരുന്നു ഈ പടം 041 എന്നുള്ള പടം ചെയ്തു. It went for festivals about 8-10 ഫെസ്റ്റിവലിൽ പോയി. All mid-level festival ആയിരുന്നു, because the big festival we had no connection, and it was also costing a lot of money to send it to these festivals. So 6 months later, ഒരു ഇൻഡിപെൻഡൻസ് ഡേയുടെ 1-2 ദിവസം മുമ്പ്, we cut a trailer and we put it on Facebook and YouTube and other places, saying that Happy Independence Day, India as in indie filmmakers. So we shared it online. I clearly remember now, I think it was August 16th night. I go to sleep. We had about 8,000-10,000 views for this trailer. And I have this habit of suddenly waking up in the middle of the night and then, like everybody else, just checking the phone. And I checked the phone and I had like thousands of notifications. So I was like, either something has gone really wrong or something good has happened. And then next thing I know is somehow this trailer was seen by Anagha K P, and he shared it. And this was like, I'm talking about in 2016, before this OTT platform and before the rest of the world started seeing how amazing filmmakers we have in Kerala. This was way before that. There was no OTT or anything then. So, and then everybody from the Malayalam industry, a lot of people from Hindi industry and other industries, Kannada, they all started reaching out, saying amazing things about the trailer and the movie. And in my mind, I'm like, we have made this movie for 6 lakhs. They have seen 35 or 40 seconds of this movie. They have no idea what the movie is, and they're already calling it like next thing to a slice of bread. And I almost had a panic attack. I'm like, no one has seen the movie, but they're all saying it's amazing. So that's the end of that movie because that movie has never been released. uh, Phantom Films bought the digital rights, but there were some complications in their organization. So the movie stuck with them. So the movie was never released, but it gave me, I mean, that's probably the reason why I'm here today, because that sort of welcomed me into the film industry, gave me the confidence. Just that 45 or I think it was about a minute long trailer. It kind of told me that, yeah, you can do this. And that was the beginning of my rest of my career. It's just one share from Anurag, and here we are. So that's where the journey started. And right after that, Rakshit Shetty, he's a good friend of mine. So my foray into the film was way before 041 because Rakshit had made a movie called Ulidavaru Kandante, which was quite popular film in Kannada. Adinte oru script consultant aayirunnu. So he used to send me the script drafts and I used to read and make corrections and send it back. So that's how I started my film career actually. And then I made 041 and then he said, let's make a movie in Kannada. At least, your mother is from Karnataka, so at least for her, you should do a movie. So I ended up making a movie called Kathayondu Shuruvagide, which did pretty well in Karnataka, and it was the first OTT movie bought by Amazon Prime from Kannada. But when I finished the movie, I kind of realized that this is not where I want to be. I want to get back into Malayalam film because my filmmaking and the things that I learned about films and my sensibilities have come from watching Malayalam movies and English movies. I never lived in, I never spent a lot of time in Kerala, but all my summer holidays, Puja holidays, Dasara holidays, everything was spent in my grandparents' house in Ganjangad. And all we used to do was watch Malayalam movies, Balachandra Menon, Bharathan, Srinivas, Satyanandika. These were our go-to movies those days. So that's why, when I make movies like that, I mean, the kind of movies that I make now definitely have been influenced by the kind of movies they made and the kind of movies that I saw and influenced me as a child. So once I finished Kathayondu Shuruvagide, I always felt like I need to get back to my roots. I need to come back to Kanjangad. I need to get back into Malayalam and make Malayalam movies. And that's what happened with Tinglaijanisham. I finished Kathayondu Shuruvagide, did well. I had a bunch of offers from Kannada industry, but I didn't want to do it. So I came back to Kerala. And I wanted to make a movie based out of Kanjangad. Because, we are from Kasaragod and we always have this chip on our shoulder saying that, nobody cares about what we do or whether we exist. And I thought why not stay here? I mean, the technology has enabled us to, you can be anywhere now and make movies. I mean, it's not that difficult. Making movies is the easiest part now. And what to do with the movie is getting harder now. So I said, why not? Why not stay here and make a movie? And that's how the whole Tinglaijanisham journey started. We wrote the script. I write fairly quick. എനിക്ക് മലയാളം വായിക്കാൻ എഴുതാൻ അറിയാം, but it'll take a long time for me to finish a page. I mean, I can read. Nobody can make a fool of me, but it'll take longer time for me to read and get to the next page. Same way, I can write. It'll have some mistakes, but I can write. But I understand the language very well. So I know what I want to say at the end of the day. So if I get some help, somebody can come and assist me or somebody can help me with the writing, then I knew that I can make the movies in Malayalam. So I had help, this guy who was helping me. But then Sriraj Ravindran, he's been my cinematographer from Kathayondu Shuruvagide days. So I told him, come and live in Kanjangad for a bit. Let's write. I'll write, you just translate it because, and also it will be a good pre-production for us because he's a cinematographer. So during the process itself, we can decide how to go about making this film. And that's how the whole movie happened. So we wrote the script. After writing the script, I decided I'll make the movie in Kanjangad itself. Luckily, somehow we convinced the producer that we'll make it a very low budget. At the end of the day, you won't lose anything because we were confident that at least we can recover the cost. People have always asked me what is the budget of Tinglaijanisham, and I've never revealed. So in Calicut, University of Calicut, I'll reveal it for the first time. So we made the movie for about 65 lakhs. So we knew we can kind of recover that money. So അങ്ങനെ ആ പടം ചെയ്തു. We did casting completely local. We had about 4-5 auditions. എല്ലാം almost everybody. I won't say, see, there's this misconception when people say എല്ലാ പുതുമുഖങ്ങൾ. Well, for you guys, yes, you're seeing them for the first time on the screen, but they've been acting all their life. Most of them have drama background, theater background. The guys who acted in Kazakh in the Itihasam, the drama. So they have acted all their life. They are from Kasaragod. They have always been waiting for their opportunity. And this was their opportunity for them, and they gave it all. So when people ask me that, they're newcomers, I say, yeah, for you guys, they're newcomers, but they've been acting all their life. So we had the audition, and we shot the movie in about 23 days, 24 days. We shot the movie. We finished the movie. And me and Sriraj, when we started this movie, Sriraj asked me, so what is the objective of this movie? So I said one dialogue to him, and it has a curse word, so please, I hope there's nobody under 18, so hopefully bear with me. So Sriraj Chodhi, padam endana, what is our objective? So I told him, ee padam, once we finish the movie, padam cheyidittu aalkar kandal oralum parayan padilla edu padam cheyidanu. That was my answer to him. So we finished that movie. We showed it to a few people. Nobody said that word. So we were like, okay, maybe we are in the right track. We have done something right. And then somehow I showed it to a few more people, and that sort of gave us more confidence. Then we had no idea about IFFK or anything. We were like, kids in a candy store. We had the camera, we had all the equipment, we shot the movie, we edited the movie. We were just having fun. We were not even thinking about what are we going to do with the movie. So one of our common friend, a girl called Shalini, and I think we should give her a lot more credit. So she called me one day and said, IFFK submit so just submit it. So she saw the movie, she said, it might get selected, you never know. So she submitted the movie. And the next thing, and then the whole COVID thing happened, and we were sitting at home for about a year, and not knowing what to do, where this movie will go, nothing. And then COVID IFFK selection happened, and we got a call saying that our movie got selected. And we got a call from few members from there who said they loved the film, and that kind of gave us the boost. And then February IFFK happened, and this time that time the IFFK was 4 സ്ഥലത്തായിരുന്നു. So I didn't go to Trivandrum. Like I said, I usually avoid events. So ഞാൻ Trivandrum പോയില്ല. I sent the actors. So they went there, and they had the time of their life. It was one of the most well-received film. There were a lot of big films, but this movie, like every show got booked in like 10-15 minutes. Nobody could get tickets. Then it happened in Ernakulam, and finally I mustered enough courage, and I went to Ernakulam, and I saw the film. That was the only time that I saw the film in theater. And it got a standing ovation, and from there, it's just amazing things happened in IFFK. Again, the COVID second wave came, and everything went into silence for about 6-8 months. Nothing happened. And come, I think 2021, October or something, September, October, Sony guys suddenly approached. And from IFFK, we want to watch this movie. So they watched the movie, they loved the movie, they bought the movie. So it's a big relief. Like we spent 65 lakhs, and they gave us like a huge offer for the movie. So for me, the commitment from financial side was over. And just then, it was like sometimes, these magical things happen in your life, like, for a short span of time. And that's what happened. It was one of the most amazing 2 weeks of my life, or our life, whoever involved in the film. October, they announced the state award. We get a couple of awards. 2 days later, Sony announces that they bought the film. A week later, the movie is on Sony Live. For some of the best reviews, amazing appreciation. Everybody, there was hardly any haters for the movie. Everybody loved it. So it was like best 2 weeks of life. And then I received the award, finished the state award and all, and then 6 months later, the national award happens, and we win national award too. So yeah, it's like I said, it was a small journey. Started from watching, classic Malayalam movies in my grandparents' house in the 80s and 90s, and and it ended with, me getting the award from the president in Delhi. So that's been the journey in a nutshell. I'm sure I've not mentioned a lot of things that have happened in between, but in a roundabout way, this is what happened basically for the last 40 odd years. So.
What an amazing journey. What an amazing journey. Very huge respect and applauses to that journey what made you as a national award winning, a state award winning, and above all, a person who sits in the hearts of the people.